Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Welcome to another episode of the It Gets Better I Swear podcast. I'm your host, Lee Beans, and I'm here with Merc with the mic.
What's up? What's up?
Chillin', chillin', Merc. What it is.
Not much. I've been rewatching the X Men animated series because we got announced last week. I forgot to mention this on the show that X Men '97 got a release date of March 20th.
Okay, so that's not that long from now, right?
Yep. There's actually like a full watch guides from that date to watch everything before the show starts. But I started watching it. I was like, you know what? Once I knew that was coming, I was like, all right, you know what? This is on here. I'm gonna watch it and check it out. Um, so I started it, and I'm at season 3 now. Season 3 was the season that it went prime time with the Lady Deathstrike episodes, the two-parter with the alien.
Okay.
It,
Mm-hmm.
that one went prime time with the debut of season 2 of Power Rangers, and that's the reason why I know those episodes so far because it went prime time. The Power Rangers were actually like hosting it and things like that, and they that's when they did the Thunder Megazord and all that stuff. So I remember that clearly. So I've been watching the X Men series. Um, I have critiques with it, but I think it does. I think it does a good job in just telling a story. It does a good job with not like making it like dumbifying it for kids. Like the kid is like if you go by the dialogue and what they're talking about and what they're dealing with, it's not a kid show. It's really not like aimed for kids in that matter and stuff. And I like the fact that it doesn't dumb it down for kids to understand it either. It does what it does, and it is what it is. My big
Right.
gripe with it is just how weak Wolverine was in season 1. His ass was in the hospital bed way too many times. Like for a person that could heal himself, he was in the hospital bed way too many times. And
What? I don't remember what happened to him.
so the first episode, why does Morph risk his life to save the one that could heal?
I don't think they know about Wolverine's the extent of how far he can heal back. Because, I mean, if you think about it, he got vaporized, technically.
Y-
Technically.
Yeah, he knew. They could actually go into context that he knew that he heals.
No, but I'm talking about like that much. I don't, because you would think he would just get burnt alive and that'd be it. He wouldn't heal back. But I don't think that, because remember, that's not the type of X-Men
Yeah,
stories that they were telling where
yeah,
Wolverine gets thrown into a submarine and thrown in the bottom of the ocean or he
yeah,
gets burnt up by a human tool. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Nuclear explosion and they put a bomb in the side of him. Like they didn't do that stuff in that. So
That was the
it
one
makes
thing that
sense.
made me laugh. It was like the one that could heal, he's the one that's risking his life for. But
Yeah,
beyond
yeah, I
that,
get
like,
it.
but
I
then
get it.
also like Wolverine was in the hospital bit after it and stuff like that too. And then there was another one that I think they were fighting. I think this was when Sabretooth attacked him, and Sabretooth like just hit him once in the chest. It wasn't like in a claw or nothing. He hit him once in the chest, and Wolverine went down. He was like, "Oh no, my stomach," and he was in the hospital bed for after that. And then he fights Wolverine. He fights Sabretooth again and eats all his hits. And then fights him again and takes it like that, but he doesn't end up in a hospital bed. So like that kind of shit was inconsistent with it. But that's just me like nitpicking it because I've seen this before, kind of thing. Then it is what it is. But I
I would
generally
I would only say is probably a victim of them having the sense of the violence because I imagine that the first time he got hit was supposed to be some type of mortal wound or something.
it was a chop to the chest.
No, but I'm just saying, like they couldn't animate him like stabbing him in his
Yeah,
chest or pulling his guts out or something in
yeah,
one swipe.
yeah. But
So
it was like
it's
a
probably just a
punch.
victim
Yeah,
of of bad like writing, I guess. You know what
yeah.
I mean?
Yeah, that's the only shit that big. Like, why Wolverine is in the hospitals all the time? The guy that can heal, he's in the hospital all the damn time. But other than
Mm.
that, like, I liked the characteristics. I liked how they built the team and everything like that. Rogue was, I think, still my favorite character. I think she had the most, like, she had the most interesting things that happened to her and whatnot. And I still think to this day, I think she's one of my favorite characters of the show. Um, Storm was just very over dramatic, and whoever did his voice was just always over dramatic with everything. Like Storm, come, but you had to call out her powers and shit. And then I think Power Rangers
Hmm.
and mentality wise, and I'm like, yeah, they always call out their powers. So there you go. But I'm enjoying the show. Like I'm enjoying it for what it is, and the fact that it doesn't dumb it down for kids. Like, and that's something that a lot of cartoons during that time and stuff like that, they had to make it goofy and shit like that for kids and whatnot, or have it a thing. But one thing Batman didn't do was dumb it down as well. So one thing I give credit, because even Spider-Man kind of dumbed it down a little bit for kids.
But I think that's why the time that it came on actually mattered because I think it being one of the later in the day
Yeah,
cartoons
it could be that.
kind of made up for it. Because if I recall, X-Men never came out earlier than 10 o'clock in the morning
Yeah, it came out
when
like
it
around
first
11
aired.
o'clock.
Yeah, when it first aired.
Yeah,
Whatever it was in syndication, I can't vouch for that.
it was always in like
But
11 o'clock, 11:30 time stop. I actually looked it up. It was always the 11 o'clock, 11:30. But the funny thing is, you had like Animaniacs like right before it or right after
yeah,
it.
but Animax, you gotta
But then
remember
again, that was
also that's a
also
different different channel.
yeah. No, Animaniacs was on Channel 5.
See, I'm thinking of WB.
No,
I forget.
Animaniacs was
I
on
forget
Fox. Yeah,
in
it started on
syndication
Fox.
it was on WB.
Also,
Which
Batman
in
animated
retrospect,
series. Yeah,
which in retrospect is very funny. Two WB cartoons on Fox. I
yeah,
just thought about
because even Batman animated series started on WB.
nobody, nobody cared back then.
Yeah, yeah.
Why they care now?
Yeah, they only cared
Why they
about
care?
you selling toys to people. That's pretty much it. Like, yeah, you
Yeah,
gotta
they didn't
put
care
some
about the
education and
rights.
stuff.
That's it's just interesting how low we've come because
Yeah,
I think that was actually a high point because you can get anything anywhere,
yeah,
and they didn't have to try to beat you over the head
yeah,
with some type of a streaming service like they do now.
yeah,
Uh, yeah, TV sucks.
yeah,
Man, TV. I think this is th- talking about this is probably reminding me that television is one of the only things that when you talk about it, when we talk about it being better than it is now, it's not nostalgia goggles
yeah,
because it actually was better than it is
yeah.
now.
There's some good stuff like on TV now that I will say like.
No, there's not.
So there's
And
a show.
I'm
So
I'm
I'll.
saying that because
Yeah.
there's no cartoons no more.
No, there's no cartoons. There's all like anime and they're on Netflix and stuff like that. Like I watched the He-Man Revolution or whatever it's called, the Kevin Smith one. And those are the things you gotta find online and whatnot. But there's no like Saturday morning cartoons. You're
Nope,
right, Red Dot.
nope, gone.
It's all on like Cartoon Network or Nickelodeon, Nicktoons and shit. And
Hmm.
I think that's a sad thing too because I again as a kid, if you think about it in nostalgic ways and things like that, I actually look forward to the Saturday mornings. Like I used to wake up. It's the only day I wake up early is for Saturday morning cartoons.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much that's how it was.
And it's a sad thing that like people that can't like see that and understand that you could probably make it, but it's not the same.
No, you can't enjoy it the way it was formatted
Yeah,
actually. So it was funny too because remember the creativity around the cartoons was they made cartoons to advertise. So they had songs.
yeah. Like I
They had like
remember,
Batman. What was it like that whole Warner Brothers cast? They had Batman singing about Christmas and stuff for
yeah,
certain episodes. They had like you said, Animaniacs. They had songs advertising the other shows that were in the cartoon lineups.
yeah.
Like you don't get that anymore.
Nah, we don't. And they even had like little hosts and shit. Cause I remember there was like a cat that used to host the Channel 5 stuff. I forgot his
Yeah,
name.
yeah.
I
Hmm.
remember he was
I
a cat. He
remember.
was like a puppet cat.
Yeah, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
I just don't
and
remember that.
then it was like I think Dog City started it, and then they had a couple other cartoons in the early ones. Spider Man was like at 9 o'clock. The X Men was always at 11. I used to wake up early for Spider Man. A lot of people talking about seeing that they're doing X Men '97. Oh, they should do Spider Man. They do Spider Man next. I was like, so I have a love hate for Spider Man the animated series
Why you say that?
because once they made Mary Jane a clone and fucking gave her hydro powers, it annoyed the shit out of me.
Well, that wasn't the whole series, so it's not
But that
like
was a big key, like a
it
thing. Like
was.
after
And
that, she was a clone.
also, that was basically the end of the series. So if you chop that part off, it's not really that
It
much
was
of the
that.
series.
It was some of the things too. Like I hated the way they did Green Goblin. I
Really?
wasn't crazy about the Green Goblin character. I think Hobgoblin
Really?
should have been Green Goblin.
I thought Green Goblin was okay. But then again, it
Yeah,
was just for what they.
yeah,
I think it was the fact that they made the Hobgoblin such a prevalent character already that it made him seem less important.
yeah. And it was
Because
it
remember,
was Mark
Hobgoblin was
Hamill
there
too.
from like, wasn't Hobgoblin like from the first season?
Yeah, he
He
was in the
was
first
early.
season. That was Mark Hamill. Yeah,
He's very early.
Joker
So
voice and all.
yeah, that's true. But I think that's kind of like they wrote themselves into that with that cartoon by
Yeah,
having literally the perfect voice for
yeah.
the Green Goblin as the Hobgoblin. They kind of messed up.
I hated Madam Web.
But again, she was the end. I didn't like her either.
She
I don't
came
think
in
many.
season 2.
She wasn't like the most prevalent thing. Wasn't that
She
when
annoyed
he
me.
was trapped
Every
on the
time she
planet?
popped up, she annoyed me. I wanted to punch her in the
Yeah,
head
yeah, yeah,
because
yeah.
she was the Watcher.
But I remember her having a huge role when she showed up, like at the end.
Yeah, with the
Remember when
Secret
she was,
Wars and the
yeah, that whole thing. That's when I did. That's when I stopped watching.
yeah. That was you see
Couldn't watch it.
those episodes were good. It's just she annoyed me. And again, she was like the Watcher. Like, hey, these are things that are happening. Your world's gonna destroy you. But what can you do to help? Nothing. I'm gonna watch you do it, and hopefully you do it right.
That she didn't look cool.
Eh,
That she didn't look cool. She's the old lady in a spider
she looked like
onesie
Aunt
in a
May in the
wheelchair.
spider suit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
pretty
So
much.
she didn't look cool.
You know what? If they would have even put that in mind, that he was like, "Hey, you look like my Aunt May. I should trust you." I would have gave
Oh,
it more benefit of the doubt. I liked when he yelled at her though, like, "Yo, get the fuck out of my head." But I have a love hate for Amazing Spider-Man, the Spider-Man animated series, just because again I watched it, I was loved the thing, but rewatching it, when they first put it back on Disney, I rewatched the whole series, and I was like, there was a lot of characters I just didn't like how they did and how they portrayed them. I hated Punisher. I hated Punisher in that series. I hated Blade in that series. I
I
hated
can't
Mobius in that series.
remember.
Every time
Yeah,
Mobius,
Punisher. I can't remember.
every time Mobius showed up, I wanted to punch him in the face too. He was another character that annoyed the shit out of me, and
Didn't
he
he
had like
have his own
plasma
theme music?
hands.
Did he have his own theme music? I think he
Yeah,
did.
and he had plasma hands because they
Yes,
couldn't have him bite
his
people,
hands
so
flew.
he sucked
Yeah,
blood
yeah,
from
yeah.
his hands. He had suction cups in his hands. I
Yeah, I
hated how they
remember.
did Punisher. I was not a big fan of how they did Punisher. Um, there were some episodes that I really wanted to like, and they just wound up being boring. Like the when he teamed up with Captain America, and the original seven, and they had keys and like that, and then also Mary Jane's father had something to do with it and things like that, and he was a mystical dude after a while and shit like that. They did a lot of dumb shit in that show that I realized on the storyline. I was like, yo, this makes no fucking sense. Why is it like this? But there's things I did like about it, and there's things that I really enjoyed. But sadly, again, I will say the way that show ended, you don't need to continue it.
I mean, don't you have to? Because then it ended on a cliffhanger.
No, it ended him meeting Stan Lee.
No, didn't they never find Mary Jane? I think
Um,
isn't that like the long
no,
lost
no, no.
like
He did
thing of
not
that
find.
show?
Mary Jane was gone after that.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, just finish the show from her coming back.
Meet a new girl.
When Stacy died, didn't
Move
she
on.
die in that show?
I don't even think she was in the show.
I think they killed her. Like,
She was in it, and when they did
she died in what episode?
the
I'm
multiverse,
not sure. Okay, okay,
she was Parker's wife in the Iron Spider.
okay. I got you.
So
I
she was in
got
the
you.
multiverse one. They never introduced Gwen Stacy like that.
Yeah, just bring her back.
I think the strongest part was the Venom saga. I think the Carnage thing
I
was
think
okay. I think they could have
I
did
think a
more
lot of the
Carnage.
I think a lot of the strongest part of that cartoon is just the regular episodes.
Yeah,
Not yeah, the Venom part stands out because it's you were fiending for Venom for so long. He was in the intro after a
yeah,
while, and he
yeah,
wasn't in the show.
yeah.
I
That's how
think the
you do
toy
it.
came out before him.
Yeah, that's how you do it though. You tease the shit out of people, and then when you
But
get
that's
it,
what I'm
you're
saying.
like,
Like,
yeah.
but that was more or less of build up, build up, build up. But like the show itself, it was pretty
It
good.
sounds like wrestling. We
Pretty
always
good.
sound like we're talking about wrestling.
I mean, it's true. It's
Everything
true.
is wrestling eventually.
I
You
mean,
got the
it's,
build up into the big main event, and then his entrance comes out, and he
if
fucking
I've
gets.
heard Sam Roberts tell me anything, is that everything is wrestling. So I believe
I
it.
agree with that.
Uh, but my memory of the show is that the last season with the Space Wars, I did not care for, so I did not watch it because it wasn't Spider-Man in the City. I didn't care. Madam Web stuff, I didn't care, so I hardly remember it. And
I think,
then
yeah. Oh,
and then
sorry.
before that, it was the Venom. It was Carnage. It was Venom. But then it was just a bunch of little episodes with him capturing bad guys and stopping little plots. There was Hammerhead and Tombstone and the Kingpin and Smythe that was a little wheelchair man that
Yeah,
turned into that bug man or whatever with
yeah,
the hooks in his back, which was a weird design.
yeah,
But like I remember, like yeah, those were okay. There was
yeah,
nothing better. I mean, even though it kind of freaked me out as a kid, the
yeah,
him turning into the man spider,
yeah.
I even thought that was okay
I
because
thought those were good. I just hated
they
Mobius.
made it make sense.
Yeah,
They made it make sense. And I get that Mobius was involved in that. But it was
I
like
hated
even
Mobius.
those I kind of like they made it make sense and it was like, oh look at he has to go through a thing. And you know what? The action figure for that was actually one of the best they ever made. For
Yeah,
that time period, the detail on it
yeah.
for the man spider, it was like a Marvel Legend of today.
I was
It was
sad that they never made the Changeling character into the cartoon.
Which character is that?
That's the Spider-Man that's a clone with 6 arms. That he has like teeth
Wasn't
and
he too
shit.
late though? Oh,
He was
he's too
part of the.
late though.
Yeah.
He's too late.
No, but they
'Cause it
made a
was done.
toy of him.
Yeah, but wasn't that a retro figure? Because remember, the show
No, it
as
was
we
still
know
going
it
on when they made him.
was it at the Secret Wars part.
Before that figure came out. I remember that figure being like very detailed too, and it was like, why he was never in the cartoon? Because he was part of like if you go in the comics, he was part of the Maximum Carnage series. He was
Wait,
like,
you're not talking about that's not Changeling, unless that's like later in his origin. I don't understand. Like, isn't it talking about Demo Goblin? I mean, Demo Spider or whatever.
yes, Demo Goblin, yeah, yeah, yeah. Demo,
Yeah, Demo Spider, the one with the eyes and stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, he was like in one episode, wasn't he?
I don't
Then he
think he
chased him
was.
like one. I think he chased him up the wall, and they like had like one little tussle, and that was it.
Yeah,
Like I don't think he played a big part in the show at all. I had that figure actually.
yeah.
It
It
was
was a
bigger
cool
than my
figure.
figure.
It was like
Yeah,
a
it
real
was.
cool detailed figure.
I think it was. Well, no, the first Spider-Man from that series was one of the first toys to have like almost full ball joints
Yes.
and be the 6-inch size. Because usually it was only GI Joes that had full ball joints and that. But he had that, and he didn't have the shitty waist
He was
that
my
GI Joes
my world champion many times.
had. Oh shit, T-Rex. Yeah.
You know what's funny is that I even had the large figure, the 12-inch figure that was like
Hmm.
fully bendable, but you couldn't. He was like kind of cheap bendable though.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The
But
plastic was.
the first one of the bendable ones was in the Marvel superhero figures too, though, with Spider-Man.
Oh, the smaller one,
Yeah.
right?
And then they
Yeah.
made it for the animated series. I was happy. That was like my favorite figure. I actually ended up buying that 3 times because I broke the first one.
Cause yeah, I remember that the one for the animated series they had it was bigger than the old one.
Yeah, it was slightly
Like it was
bigger.
like yeah. But I know what you mean. My cousin had the original Marvel superheroes with
But
the ball.
he wasn't like there were until that one came out. There was no good for Spider-Man figure. The first Spider-Man figure had like the web, the suction cup on his hand, and the web, and then the other
Yeah,
one was had a parachute or some shit.
yeah, the parachute one. Those were the alternates to that figure though.
And then that one came out in series two,
And
the
then
bendable one. Yeah,
after that one is when they started making the
yeah,
other pieces of his life. Like they had the quick chain Spider-Man. They had
yeah,
because Peter Parker was in series one,
yeah, yeah.
but they had the quick chain Spider-Man in series two. They had a bunch of
Yeah, I had a
Spider-Man's
lot of
what
those figures.
Spider-Man's like a Batman, where when I don't think they do this with him anymore.
Yeah,
But remember, like Spider-Man and Batman used to have like a suit for every occasion.
they do. They still do that with Spider-Man.
They still do that with
Yeah, yeah,
Spider-Man.
yeah.
Okay, but I just remember like the figures more than anything. There was like, why are there 7 Spider-Men in this set?
He,
It's like 3 bad
I
guys.
had a big collection of those animated series figures. There's a big
They were good
chance
quality.
I
They were
collected
quality.
the first like 4 series like complete, and then
No, I
I
couldn't.
picked and choose after
couldn't
that.
the bad guys, some of them sucked. I didn't like a lot of the bad guys.
I got Craven, like I had
Like
Craven
I
the
got. Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
I had Craven the Hunter. I had Doctor Octopus. Doctor Octopus was actually really dope.
Uh, I had Craven begrudgingly, but he was like a KB. He's
For
like
some reason, he
490, like
stunk.
299. Yeah, he probably smelled like cheap plastic.
Yeah, he stunk. Like he was
But
funky.
like, but like, he wasn't. He looked. I will give him this much credit is that they were accurate to the cartoon.
Yeah. One thing I used to like is the little clip they had.
I don't remember
All
that.
the figures came with a little clip, like a little
Oh, you mean like the Spider-Man thing?
yeah, it came with a little clip. I still have all of them. I have them all in the bag.
Hmm.
And it came with every figure came with that. I have a bunch of those. But I had the first Carnage, I had Venom, I had the changeable head Venom, and then they made one that you could switch his heads, and then they had the first Venom that you squeeze his legs and his mouth opened.
Yeah, that's the one that I think most people had. I
Yeah.
know I had that one, cause but like I said, I think that was them being like, oh, we can make some money, right? He's not
Yeah.
even in the show yet,
Yeah.
so what? Put it out. It was just like,
I will
oh, there's
s-
this Venom figure, and he's not in the show yet.
I will say one of my favorite figures through the Spider-Man animated series figures was Captain America.
Yeah, he was good,
He
but he
was a
came with a
dope
crappy
figure.
shield though.
Yeah, he did come with a crappy shield,
He
but he
came with
was a
like a
really
shield.
dope.
Mine broke like the first day I got it. It was pure ass
I think I
because it was
still
some type
have a
of
ton of them.
it was like some type of lighting thing because it was
Yeah.
a part of a wave. I remember there was
Yeah.
an electro and that there was a few.
Yeah. There was some good stuff. The X-Men 97 ones I'm actually thinking about collecting.
They're unreasonably expensive though.
I saw,
If you look at the other ones, they're 24. Though some of those are like 32, I think.
but I saw on Hasbro Pulse just restocked, so they may have series 1 stuff still.
Oh, if they still have, okay. If you get it from the official people, okay,
Yeah, like I was looking at
that's
them,
good.
I'm like, damn, I actually would like to see. I would like to build it. Like I actually have the X-Men team in my glass. I was
Hmm.
always a big X-Men fan. Always liked the X-Men books. I think I liked
Somebody,
X-Men over Avengers for a long time.
there was a recent, I don't know who it was. It was just a random tweet that at the bottom of the Cyclops tweet that I sent you.
Yeah,
Um, you know how they have like just this might be for you, and it was somebody put together the picture. Well, they put the figures together in the order and as good as they could, the poses from the Jim Lee covers,
nice,
and so you can see that pretty much they have all of them. I'm like, okay, okay, that's cool.
nice.
So
Yeah,
if you want to complete your Jim Lee X-Men team, I think everybody's there except Colossus
yeah,
for 97 because I don't think there's a Colossus 97.
yeah. No, he's not in the series. I hope he comes in later because I actually
Yeah,
would like to
he
see his
was I mean
design.
he was in the show. So I hope he
Yeah,
comes back.
but he was a small. Like he didn't have. He wasn't in a
He
lot
was
of
like
episodes.
no, he was like 3 episodes. I think one was the Juggernaut episode, which I think was one of the best episodes
Yeah,
with him in it.
yeah. All
And
these
then there
X-Men
was
figures are high, are up in price.
the one later on where they mentioned his sister and stuff.
Yeah,
I think that was also Omega Red
yeah.
in those
Omega Red.
episodes. Yeah.
It was the 2-part series. It was the first one you
Yeah.
get introduced to Juggernaut, not Juggernaut, Colossus, and then he was looking for his sister and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they all went up in price. I'm trying to get Cyclops, and I can't get Cyclops. He's too expensive. I could get Magneto though.
The first series Magneto.
The second one, the one with the one that you got.
Okay. Well, yeah, they can't charge that much because those just came out. Those aren't even out yet. The
Yeah.
pre-order the email says it comes out in April.
Oh, cool.
So I see people have them in hand.
Yeah,
Yes,
cause
I think
stores
those are
probably
like
got it earlier,
yeah.
but they don't have Cyclops. Cyclops is too expensive. That's the one I will start off. I'll start with Cyclops.
No, but there's a new Cyclops.
Yeah,
There's a season 2 Cyclops. The first one, I'm sure costs more, but the second one should be the same price as Magneto
yeah,
from Amazon, if anything.
Yeah, I'm looking. Amazon don't even have it on here.
Oh, they
Uh,
you could probably only pre-order it then.
Wolverine is way too over my price budget,
Yeah, he's season one.
and then Cyclops right now is over my price budget.
No Psylocke yet, right?
No Psylocke yet.
That's another one.
Nightcrawler.
Is a must buy. Yeah, Nightcrawler, but he's season two.
Yeah, I might. You know, if I'm going to see Tommy next week, and we probably hit a couple of spots. So if I actually find some of these X Men, I'll probably grab some.
Hmm.
I see Nightcrawler. He's on sale actually. Hmm. But yeah,
He's
yeah,
probably not popular because he was in like one episode.
yeah. But I heard he's gonna be more in this series in '97.
I wonder if they're gonna expand on
And
Mystique.
Sunspot, I think, is also in this show.
He was in like he was a background character in one
I
episode.
think because they trying to add some new mutants, like new students and stuff like that. So I think he's one, and I
But
think they may
they
have
had
two
an
other ones.
episode. If I remember, they had an episode where they had some of them in it
Yeah,
too.
yeah, I
In the
remember. They had them. They had the X Factor too, when Bobby Drake was an asshole.
Yeah,
I
and X
hated
Factor
him.
didn't want to talk. They just wanted to fight for some reason.
I did not like
So
the
you
way they did
never,
Bobby Drake.
so you never got to get any resolution. Oh, Scott Steiner.
No.
But
Yeah,
you never got to get any resolution between Cyclops and his brother.
no, because they just fought. They didn't even talk to each other.
They didn't even talk. They just fought each other. Like what? What is
They were
this?
busy. He was busy with his booty with
I'm
the
like
green hair
what?
chick
Like you
that him and
guys,
Bobby were fighting for.
at least say hello.
Like he didn't even know he existed. He was like, "Who's that guy? Why he has the same powers as me? He ugly."
Yeah, why don't my powers work on him? Huh?
But the thing is, in the show, they didn't even hit each other. They fucking missed.
No, well, they shot each other, and they were
Oh
like,
yeah.
huh? And then they just started. Then they started swinging.
Oh yeah, they did.
It
They
was like,
did.
okay, that
They
doesn't
did.
work. Well, now I'm gonna punch you in the face.
Yeah. But I'm actually enjoying the X Men cartoon. I like where it's at, and I'll probably finish it before the new one starts. Yeah, the X Factor one, I hated the way they did fucking
You know
X
what
Men.
I would actually like them to do is they've never made a cartoon for X Factor, and I
Yeah,
don't mean the yellow and blue team. I mean the original X Men.
yeah.
Like I would, somebody needs to do like a real like
Who
put
knows?
in the budget and put in the work and make that because I want to see Angel get fucked up. Like I want them to, because nobody's ever animated that.
Yeah,
Nobody's ever animated what happened, what the Marauders did,
yeah, yeah,
and it's supposed to be like the for a long time that was spoken about as like the most horrific thing in X Men
yeah,
was when Sabretooth and like his team went down there and killed all those Morlocks. Like,
yeah,
and it's never been animated. So I would love somebody to do that.
yeah. Um, I want to shout out this podcast because it's not really a podcast. It's like a digital. It's like a digital drama. So I've been listening to this like throughout, like I think last year I discovered it, and then I've been going to it little by little. It kind of retells the story of the original X Men comics, but they do it in more of a nowadays kind of mentality. So like more current setting, but it's the original comics, and they just retell it. They have actors like to act the characters and things like that, and it's like telling you, reading you the comic book while doing it. So the thing is called X Men, the audio drama. It's on Spotify. It's free to listen to. They have they have like a lot of X Men different storylines all the way up to the last one. Right now I'm up to the trial of Magneto, which is the setting of the first, I think, episode of '97. Um, but then it goes into the duel, which is with Scott Summers and wedding and stuff like that. So that's the next storyline after that. But they haven't got a new episode after that. But they have the Days of Future Past. They have the original first comic. They have the first storylines. They have the Unstoppable Juggernaut, the first appearance of Juggernaut. They have the Brotherhood's original storyline. They have the Sentinels beginning. They have the beginning of New Mutants. They have like the the life and death of X-Men, things like that. They have the second Genesis, which is a big storyline. That's the bringing of Wolverine, Nightcrawler, and they have the Phoenix Saga. They have the Murder World with Arcade. Um they have a lot of different like storylines that, again, if you never read them, this is a good way to do it without having to read 1,000 and something comics. And it gives you a good reenactment of the storylines and stuff like that. You kind of know exactly what's happening, things like that, and they do a good job in just actually telling the story and whatnot. They have like God Love Men Kills, and that's actually one of my favorite storylines. They have a lot of those big storylines that if you never read it, this is an easy way to listen to it. So X-Men audio drama, that's on Spotify. Check them out. They have an Avenger one too, but I'm not a big fan. Like any early Avenger, I was never a big fan of the early Avengers. I liked it. I got into Avengers around when Jeff Johns started writing it, so that's like early 2000s. So yeah,
Okay. Yeah, yeah. And at the risk of rehashing, I don't. I'll make sure to check this out. I just want somebody to spend the money and animate these storylines
yeah,
that are major storylines. So that's cool. Check that out on Spotify.
yeah,
Um, as far as things going on, we got Ed coming out in Street Fighter. We also have the Capcom Cup has ended for this year. The big $2 million prize pool. Whoever won actually got 1 milli. They actually did. They won with the jury, who was not one of the best characters. Who was not the best, but let's be honest, she was really good, so it didn't even matter. Um, Shout outs to I forgot the guy's name. I think his name is I think his I don't know his person's real name, but I think they go by UKO. So I think it's
yeah,
Uko, a Japanese player. Um, and I think they said that he was one of the people that from back in the day was one of those arcade dudes. So it
yeah.
was kind of cool that the community like knew who it was, and
Nice.
it was like, okay, cool. He finally got his time to shine. He's shining at $1 million. That's a lot of money.
Yep, yep. One
And
million
you
dollars.
don't have to worry about getting it because Capcom is doing good. So
Yeah.
you'll be messed up. You get 2 months later, you still wait. Yo, where my money?
Yeah, I owe you.
Like we out. Like damn.
Gonna wait till Kuma comes out and then we'll give you the money.
Yeah, probably. But seeing as how Street Fighter sold gangbusters, and they've been doing good since like Monster Hunter World, it's okay. You gonna get your money, sir.
Yeah.
So now like that's like the last big thing. Um, like Capcom live events wise, because again, that's one of the things they do for that is they put on a huge production for it.
Yeah.
Shout outs to the people who were at it. And then they're gonna do. It's gonna be here, so I don't know if you want to like check it out because I don't know where the venue is,
Yeah.
but they're gonna do the Red Bull Kumite for Street Fighter
Oh, nice.
in Manhattan,
Oh, cool.
and so they're they're doing a little Red Bull kind of was doing a little tongue in cheek thing. I don't think they did the actual fighting game community justice with it because they kind of put Chinatown as like the mecca for modern fighting games,
Yeah.
which is like no, that's not really true. It's basically like East Coast, West Coast,
Yeah.
and then there's Midwest like here, there, and in not as big, but they kind of don't really shout out that the fact that most of the people who played on the East Coast ended up going to the West Coast, and then
Nice.
kind of vice versa for certain big events. So they might need to do a little more homework on that. But anyway, I know they were trying to do. They were trying to big up Chinatown Fair
Yeah.
because you see it all over the advertisement. So they're
Nice.
gonna. I guess the small takeaway is Red Bull's gonna do at least some type of little story on Chinatown, and
Yeah.
that I think even in the grand scheme of things, it's like fine. I'll take that. I'll take that
Bring back the
because I
chicken.
know that. True, true.
Bring back the tic tac toe chicken.
Bring back the dollar dumplings, the little what was those little like things like the mini pancakes,
Yeah,
bro?
yeah.
Why
They still there.
that's so good?
They
Oh,
still
they
there.
do.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Go where like near
Yeah, but how much
Canal
they
Street.
charge? But how much they
$1.50.
charge? That's not. Oh, what?
Yeah.
Okay, wait a second.
Dumplings are still cheap there too. If you go near where Mott Street's at, you
Yeah,
go
yeah,
left.
yeah, yeah.
It's still like $1.50 for like six.
Okay. Alright,
I go there
alright.
like when I get jury duty. That's my spot.
Okay. That makes
I
sense.
eat
That
there
makes
every day. It's $6. I get a soup and dumplings.
that makes sense.
Yeah,
Um, but at least somebody's like big is gonna shine a spotlight on Chinatown Fair, so that's
yes.
fine. I'll take that.
I wish the old team was still behind it and not what it is now. Cause now they try to make it like a Dave and Buster's a bit. Like there's barely there's fighting arcades, but not as much as it used to be.
I just wish that somebody was had the money to take it over from them, because I get why they sold it.
Yeah,
They were
yeah, yeah,
getting
I get
old.
it. Yeah,
The
yeah.
owners were getting old. Like, you get your money and get the hell out of there.
Getting old, the
But like,
arcade scene wasn't as prominent, and it
yeah,
wasn't
exactly.
guaranteed money.
So I understand it, but I just wish somebody who was in the scene that had that cash
Yeah,
could do it. Because again, they ended up a lot of people did band together, and that's why we have Next Level in New York.
yeah,
Like, that is the replacement. Like, it's not as it's not as varied with the types of games,
yeah,
but if you want to play fighting games, go to Next Level.
yeah,
Like, if you want to play for competition, that's where you go.
yeah,
But number one, it's in Queens, so it's not the same place. Um, it is sort of a similar vibe though. It is like a neighborhood spot though, which
yeah,
I will give them that much credit for it. It's like a neighborhood spot, but it's just like it's not. It doesn't have the name value of
yeah.
Chinatown Fair.
I get
Like,
you.
people who don't really play fighting games but play fighting games,
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, they've at least heard about Chinatown Fair. They're like,
yeah.
oh yeah, that's New York, yeah. So like, I get that, but it's just I wish somebody had the money back then.
Yeah, I
But
same here.
but I mean, at least it's still gonna live on, and it's still around. So it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah, still around,
yeah,
still open.
yeah,
Yeah, a lot of
yeah.
ticket. There's like more ticket games and things like that, but they still have a little fighting game corner.
Hmm.
But
So there's that went down. Um, there was John Cena news,
John Cena.
right?
Dun, 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 dun.
The trailer for his character
Yeah,
in Mortal Kombat One,
yeah,
Peacemaker,
and he's making an OnlyFans for his next movie.
his next movie, which I think is pretty funny.
But yeah, he's
Um,
fully in voice in Peacemaker in Mortal Kombat One.
that's how you do it.
Yeah,
That's how you got to do it. And I think that's probably the biggest DC thing that's out now for me, because Suicide Squad, oh boy,
shat the bed.
oh boy. Um, but like, there was, I'm trying to remember. It's another character that came out with him, because the way they do it is
Casey Cage.
Case. Okay, so they have, to your knowledge, they have not let out story stuff for that character, right?
No,
Because I don't know who she is.
she's the daughter of Casey Jones, Johnny Cage and Sonya Cage. So she was in 11. She was in 10. She
That's not the
debuted in
same
10.
girl.
Yeah,
That's not Cassie.
Cassie. Yeah, Cassie Cage.
No, that's not
That's
her.
not her.
The name is not her, right? I thought the name was a different name. I'll send it to you. I'll Because Ed Boon like put up today
Yeah.
something about her being because she's a mime,
Oh, okay.
and so she can mime out things. Let's see. No, her name is Janet Cage. It's a different
Janet Cage.
character.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a different character.
All right. So
So I don't even know who she is.
so she's probably like a alternate universe.
The thing is, I think she might be Johnny Cage's female stunt double, and that would be hilarious.
I could see that.
Because if you look at her, she's Johnny Cage from like Mortal Kombat 2.
Yeah. Okay. I see. I didn't even look at her to be honest with you. I just saw her. So okay, Janet Cage explained.
I was like, who's that? But I think she might be his female stunt double, and if that's it, that's even better.
She's an alternate version of Johnny Cage.
Oh, okay, okay,
So she's Johnny Cage, but from a different world.
okay, gotcha.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So there you go. You got her, and then she does mime stuff, which is actually pretty funny.
Which is
So,
homage for last MK.
hmm
He had like a whole mime suit and a fatality with it.
yes. So
But
that's
I'm excited to see Peacemaker. I definitely would probably turn the game on just to just try it out. Like I just downloaded Ed for Street Fighter 6. I haven't tried him yet, but I'm looking forward to play with him a little bit.
yeah, yes, sir. And then what else we got? Got John Cena. Oh no, it's this week. It's this week. And then so tomorrow is it the 28th?
What?
Final Fantasy,
Final Fantasy's
or is it today? Like
Wednesday.
later? It's
No,
Wednesday.
Friday.
Yeah, 28th.
Yeah.
28th. It's Friday. It's not
Yeah, the
March.
28th. No, it's 20th. Wednesday. Yeah, it's
It comes
tomorrow.
out in February. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm playing remake again, so that's what I'm been going through.
Do you know how far you are? Because I know you
Uh,
said you beat it once, right?
yeah, I'm like at
It's just
chapter
been a long
10,
time.
so
Oh,
I'm
so
almost there.
you can probably finish it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going little by little. I might play Crisis Core before I go into the next one.
Did you get it, or are you thinking about picking it up?
It's on the PlayStation Network, the PSN
Oh, so it's
Premium.
the because they're doing that probably for the game.
Yeah,
That makes
so I'll probably play that and try to. I'm trying to plan them out. Remake, but some of the platinum things are annoying, and I'm kind of just
hmm
like to get all 9 suits for that board, that all the dresses and shit like that. You gotta like just replay it 9 times, but you have to make sure you answer the right questions in order to get the certain suits. And I'm like,
And don't you have to play the games, the mini games for some of those?
yeah,
Because like some of them they get hard to finish them,
yeah,
and I just left them alone. Some of them there's materia locked behind that, and I think also you have to collect all the materia,
yeah. So
and there's
I'm
some
just like, so there's parts. There's a chance I'm not gonna plan them it, but I'm gonna try just with this playthrough if because I'm on hard mode too. But if I don't, I don't. I'm not gonna stress it. Maybe go back to it eventually, but I'm not gonna stress it. But because I also want to go back to 16. I haven't gone back to 16 when they did the DLC, so I actually plan to go back on that game too.
hmm
Because they did
true that.
DLC recently, so I'll wait for the last DLC to come out, and then that's where I'll go back to 16.
Yes.
But
Gotcha.
yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It looks pretty.
And then just
Tifa
one little small note
has a lot of
I wanted to bring
notes.
up. I mean that's cool. At least you know they're gonna put some work in and give
Yeah.
them costumes and stuff. The other little thing, just thinking about it, is like, oh yeah, I forget. Wolverine and Deadpool is this year.
Yeah,
Just to
July.
bring it up.
And
Just to bring it
yeah,
up. It's getting closer.
yeah.
Like, okay,
And then
okay.
we got casting for Fantastic Four too, so that's next year. Next year summer with Superman Legacy. They both coming out the same month.
Did they show the people, or are they
Oh
only
yeah.
talking about it?
So Pedro Pascal is playing Reed Richards, which if
Why? I thought they had the other guy.
nah they
The
got
guy that looked like Mr. Fantastic.
yeah they got
Was it
Pedro
Chuck?
Pascal. Um, they got name. So this is an actor from The Boy, from the show The Bear. He's playing Thing, and I'm actually really excited for that.
So are they gonna CG him or?
I think they're gonna CG him, but he's gonna have like a whole like real like a really in depth storyline and stuff like that. And I think the dude has range to really play that character.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then I'm excited for that. And then you have let me get. I don't know this actor because I haven't watched. I didn't watch Stranger Things. The later seasons of Stranger Things when he came in, so I'm not sure like how he is and whatnot. So
Okay.
I got the list right here. So you got Vanessa Kirby, she's playing Sue Storm. Joseph
What's
Quinn,
she from?
uh,
What's she from?
Vanessa Kirby, she's in the last Mission Impossible. Those were actually really good
That's,
too. I actually
yeah, I
liked
didn't
it,
know.
the
I didn't
later
see it in the
ones.
last one though.
Yeah,
I didn't see that one.
I still gotta watch that one too. I heard it was actually really good, but I watched the
hmm
last one with Henry Cavill, and that was actually really good.
Yes, yes.
So yeah, Vanessa Kirby, Susan Storm, Evan Moss Barach as Thing, that's the actor I'm telling you. He's from the show The Bear, and I feel like he could give range to Thing, like him being from the streets and things like that, and him having like a rough growing up and things like that. I feel like they're gonna capture that with him. I like Pedro Pascal as an actor, so I think he's gonna be a great Reed Richards. I think he's gonna be kind of like the forefront for the next wave of things, as in like what Tony Stark was. So you see where that goes, but that's the cast they had. They teased it on Valentine's Day. They actually posted cartoon versions of them, and it looked like it was in the '60s too. So I'm hearing that it might be take place in the beginning in the '60s and then go travel in time because of
Okay,
quantum wealth
okay.
and shit. So we got that, and then Superman Legacy is supposed to come out the same year, which James Gunn is doing.
Do you know like when what if that's supposed to be or origin like be new
It's gonna be a
like from the
new story
beginning?
of Superman. It's gonna be a separate universe to what they're gonna. It's going to be a new DC universe in the movie universe, and that they're building right now. So, I have hopes though, because I do like James Gunn, and usually his movies I have been like fond of. Like again, we reviewed I think two of his movies, Super and Guardians of the Galaxy, and we were very high on those. So I'm excited to see what he does with Superman.
Got you. Okay. Okay.
Um, but yeah, but
That's
yeah,
good.
Deadpool and Wolverine is the only Marvel movie this year. Marvel Disney movie, because we did get Madam Web, and no one wants to talk about that.
I just want to know somebody who saw it.
I
Like,
know
I
people
want them to tell me what happened. Like, why was it bad? Because I'm not gonna watch it
kind of funny.
until we have to.
So kind of funny games. They have a movie cast, and they have
You
a
know that's
review of
coming,
that
right?
movie. Oh
You
yeah, I
know
know.
that's coming, right? Eventually.
Eventually, Mobius too.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Also, happy Pokemon Day. Apparently, it's the 28th
Yeah,
anniversary. That's a weird one. 28 years. All right, bro. Y'all reaching.
yeah,
But anyway, happy Pokemon Day.
yeah. They announced the sequel to that the Legacy one.
I don't know what that is. Which one is that?
The one that is supposed to be like a prequel before everything happened, and that's the one that the Pokemon fight you.
The player?
Yeah, the Pokemon will actually fight you.
Oh,
Uh,
oh, okay. All right.
Pokemon
I take
Legends.
that.
Pokemon Legends Z. That's what's gonna. It's gonna be a sequel to that.
Okay. Okay. All right. All right.
So they announced that today. The Pokemon will fight you. They'll see
Do
you
they
get
show Ash with a
angry,
stick?
and they will come and at you and want to fight you.
They
There's like
show they show Ash's father beating him off with a stick?
yeah. So there's memes of the fucking bear, like a bear Pokemon like throwing hands when he sees you and shit.
I mean, isn't it just Power World now?
Yeah.
See, Power World, what they thought it was copying. Turns out, Pokemon's copying Power World.
Well, Legends did that the first game. This is the sequel to it.
Well, with a Pokemon Fortune
Yeah.
in the streets.
Yeah. No, not in the
Yeah.
streets, but like in the jungle. There was no streets at the time.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's see what.
Was it good? That's what I'm trying to say.
I
I've
heard it
never
was
heard
really
of it.
good. I never played it. I've been burnt out with Pokemon for a long time, so I have
Like
not gotten
again,
into a
the
Pokemon.
only reason I don't care about Pokemon is because I feel that is has not progressed enough for me to
Yeah.
get back into it. Like I don't mind the designs, but I don't feel like the games has innovated enough. And then the designs aren't of the non-Pokemon characters. They're not towards me. It's still kind of in game. It's still like a kid's game,
Yeah.
as in like it's geared the anime like the little chibi characters and stuff. It's geared towards children
Yeah.
or early teens. So
Yeah.
it's like they made anybody look cool. Like, come on, man. I want badass Lieutenant Surge looking motherfuckers standing
Yeah.
around. You know what I'm saying? Like the Elite Four and the eight Gym Masters from the first game were actually all pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, Misty is garbage, but that's because we learned that she's garbage, not just because I said that. She was a bad person.
She was.
Um, she was in the cartoon.
She
She
abused
was
Ash.
like we let that go now, but it is amazing how much Ash had to endure for just being an unknowing like preteen, well not preteen, like early teen, I
Yeah.
guess 13, maybe 14, and she just treated him like yeah.
Yep.
Oh man. So what I'm saying is, when they be making Pokemon,
No,
all right.
maybe the
Well,
next maybe the next system that they announced for March 2025.
all right. Well, you call me back.
Switch 2.
Hopefully, I'll be interested in that.
Yeah, yeah. You want to get into this movie?
Why have people got to be like this? I'm so. There's a picture of a blind man in a new car. I'm just like, I hate you. It says, and I know it's a positive message. It's a positive message about not. It literally is a picture of a blind man in a brand new car. It says, "Never let your disability crush your dreams." And it's just like, oh god,
Your
oh
disability is
god,
gonna crush you.
it's gonna crush somebody else. Why are people like this? I hate. Yeah, we can get into this movie. This movie is Hercules, uh, 2014,
Hmm.
PG-13, an hour and 38 minutes. Uh, Wait a second.
July.
Is that is that who I think it is?
Bruce Ratner directed it.
Brett Ratner?
Yeah,
Oh no.
Mr. Rush Hour. That was the only good movie.
No, 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 no. Wait.
Yeah, it's Brett Ratner.
But is that weirdo?
Hmm.
That is him, right?
Yep.
Yeah, he's not. We're not gonna talk about this dude.
Yeah.
He's a scumbag. Um, and what else we got? Written by Ryan J. Condal and Evan Spiliotopoulos. All right. Based on the comics, on Radical Comics Hercules. So this one has a story. Okay. Not just the story of history, which is, as far as I know, what do they call that? Public domain. So
Yeah.
this is a specific tale of Hercules. Let me see the release date. I see the premiere was July 23rd. What was the actual? July 25th, 2014. Okay. Did you see this in the theater?
Nope.
Okay. Was this your first time seeing the movie?
Second time. I did see it when it came on DVD.
Okay. This was my first time seeing it. So let's go through the cast. We have Dwayne Johnson, Cody Smacker, Dwayne Johnson
Yes.
as Hercules. We have Ian McShane as Amphiaria, Amphiarus. John Hurt as Lord Cottis. Rufus Sewell as Autolycus. Autolycus, excuse me. I think that's the guy from the show, like the little guy. No, 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 that's the wrong guy. That's the wrong team. Um, Askell Henny as Hydeus. Uh, Ingrid Balso Berdal as Atalanta. Reese Ritchie as Aeolus. Aeolus is the guy.
Yeah.
That character I remember from the Channel 11
Yeah.
Hercules
Yolis was like a
using
sidekick and
Aeolus.
shit. Yeah.
It's like, yeah. Um, Joseph Fiennes as King Eurystheus. Yeah, Eurystheus.
Yeah.
Eurystheus. Excuse me. Tobias Santelman as Eurystheus. Peter Mullen as Sidicles. Rebecca Ferguson, excuse me, as Virginia. Isaac Andrews as Arius. Joe Anderson as Phineas. Stephen Peacock with an E at the end as Stephanos. Nicholas Moss as Demetrius. I think that's about it. No, no, no. We don't got business girl Arena Sheik as Megara because there you go. You gotta have Meg.
Yeah.
Um, was she supposed to be his wife or just his love interest?
That was his wife in the beginning of the movie, I think.
Yeah, like that was the wife that he supposedly killed or whatever,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay. Um, she didn't really do much. She just died,
Yeah.
and then she was like a ghost lady in dreams. She was a flashback lady,
Yeah.
actually. Um, So what's the story on this one? Having endured his legendary 12 labors, Hercules, the Greek demigod, has his life as a sword for hire tested when the king of Thrace and his daughter seek his aid in defeating a tyrannical warlord. So the story is they believe the legends of Hercules, but in reality, it's anything but that. It's actually him and of like mercenaries, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're mercenaries. They're mercenaries. And basically they're the ones that take on all the challenges, not actually Hercules.
yeah,
But they do uh give you the little thread, the breadcrumbs here and there that there's more to the story.
yeah,
There's more that he may not be telling them. Um, like he has those flashbacks and nightmares of the wife. Like the party, they have their story for what happens, but I think also they weren't all there when it happened.
yeah.
Um, but then it's just majority of the movie is The Rock being a charlatan.
Yep.
So, like I said, the premise is pretty good. It's just I think you hit the nail on the head. It slows down in action and becomes a lot more talky,
Yeah.
which is I'm of two minds. I get it, but it's just not good enough in that department
Yeah.
to make me care all the way through. And then obviously the lack of the action is like, well, damn, you took away the one thing that was actually pretty good.
Yeah. I agree. Like
Oh,
it was like the one big thing of the action things that you could have done, especially with the story with Hercules. You could have did a lot more with that. And then I'm also very biased of Disney's Hercules, so if he's telling a Hercules story, I'm very biased with that story. So when it comes into that, like it was just not like it wasn't interesting enough for me to keep my interest in, and like it was getting hard to like keep my interest in this movie. Um, I wish we got some like more demigod shit, and, like fucking him going like to lanes and shit like that, and him fighting these big ass beasts, and not it being like only 2 minutes long or like less than a minute long kind of thing.
yeah, I can see that.
Yeah,
That's true. That's true.
but it was okay. It wasn't.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. It wasn't like, oh, this is terrible.
Yeah.
It's like, I can see why there's not a part two. You know what I mean?
Yes. Thank
Good for a one and
God.
done. I I
There probably
I
is,
like
and
the
it was
TV
like
show
straight
better.
to
I'm
DVD.
just saying.
There's a
I
big
like the
chance
Hercules
that
TV show
yeah,
better than this. Just saying.
there's a big chance there is a sequel, and it was just like a straight to DVD thing.
But it's not The Rock, so it doesn't count.
No, it doesn't. It's probably like John Morrison playing him or some shit.
Isn't it like the Scorpion King? Didn't
Yeah.
they like? Isn't he not in the movie in the sequels or something like that?
They did. He did one and two, I
One
think,
and two, and
and
aren't there
then
more than two?
they Scorpion King 3 and 4. I think John Morrison was in four, and then
Oh Lord! Wait,
um
was he the main character?
yeah, and I think
I have to watch this.
I think that fucking UFC fighter turned actor. He was in three. He was in
No, 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 no,
Expendables,
no.
I think too.
I don't. Wait, Randy Couture
Randy Couture, yeah, I think he's in the third one
as like the bad guy,
as the main
or is
villain,
that the
as the main
as,
character.
as the? Wow, that's interesting. I need to see Scorpion King 4 with John Morrison. Excuse me?
Let me see.
That sounds too good to be true.
All right, give
I
me a
can't
second.
believe
I
he's
get
talking
the
about.
sequels. So I might be wrong because I don't even think there is one Scorpion King, and I'm getting Mummy 2 and then Scorpion King
Are you
confused.
getting my other stuff mixed up? I
So
got
Randy
you.
Couture was the star of part 2, and then John Morrison was in part 3, I think.
Of what? Scorpion King?
Yeah.
What? It's still crazy that there's that many.
Oh, Dave Bautista's in 3,
I can't. I can't.
and
I,
Billy Zane.
I can't. I can't.
I know he's in one of
What?
these damn things. There he goes. 4.
So he came back? Because remember, I think wasn't Billy Zane in the first one, the first Mummy?
No, it
That,
was another
listen,
actor.
no, no, no. Like, wasn't he a side character?
There's a chance he was. I don't remember.
Hmm. Anyway, okay, that's
I thought
interesting.
John Morrison was in one, so I got confused. I swear he was in one.
Well, I mean, Batista's just as good. That's
Yeah, Dave Bautista's
early
in.
Batista.
Yeah,
Early Batista. Okay.
yeah. Ronnie Couture is in this one,
Wow, that's weird.
and then Lou Ferrigno,
Excuse me.
Roy Big Country Nelson, and Rory Gracie is in Scorpion King 4.
I can't. We can't. This can't be real. Who paid for those? Did The Rock pay for those?
No, Rock was
That's
far from
ridiculous.
this movie after.
No, no, no. But I'm saying, was he paying to have them made? Because like it's associated with his name, the Scorpion King. Like,
Nah, I don't think so.
what is going on?
Wait, let me check. I think I swore he was in one.
Well, he has to be in the first two, because the first one isn't his movie, right? The first one is like he's in the Mummy,
Yeah,
and then the Scorpion King is the one with the full on The Rock in the movie. Because remember, when the first time we see him, he's only half a man with the scorpion arms and stuff.
yeah. I'm trying to see movies. Filmography. There you go.
I doubt he's in part two though. He can't be in part two.
You know what? I was probably wrong with it. Sinbad and the War of the Furries. That was the one that he was in.
Excuse me,
And oh, Hercules Reborn. He was Hercules.
John Morris
Yeah, he was the
in
stunt
Hercules
double.
Reborn.
Yeah,
Oh, the stunt double. Okay, all right. That's less impressive.
yeah.
It's more on a technical
So I
level.
got
Good
him
for you
confused with
getting
something
getting
else.
that job. But I thought there was a John Morrison Hercules movie, and he was the main character. I mean, Scorpion King movie, and he's the main character. I was about to say, yo, what?
Yeah, I thought so too. I don't know why I got confused, but you got Batista in part three. There you go.
Did they say that he's the Scorpion King in that one?
Batista?
Yeah, because
He's
that
not the
would make
Scorpion King.
sense.
He's like a
Okay,
side character. Ron
gotcha.
Perlman's in it too, and Billy Zane.
What? Ron Perlman? Dude, I gotta watch. It just sounds like you took names from everything we watched and put them together.
Right? But I'm like, it sounds like I'm bullshitting too, but like I'm actually seeing the fucking covers and it's like they're terrible.
That's so weird.
They're terrible.
Yeah, I can see it on here, score because it's on IMDb, but
Yeah.
that's so weird. All right, all right. We might have to watch those.
They look
We might
terrible.
have to. Yeah,
Yeah.
that sucks.
Yeah. All right.
There
So
are. There's literally four. No, my God, there's more than that. There's gonna be no, no, no. There's five, dude.
yeah,
There's five. There's Scorpion King 4, Quest for Power, and I'm looking at Scorpion King Book of Souls for 2018. What?
yeah.
It's starring Zach Gowen and Nathan. Mark, we gotta go. We gotta
Like,
go. You said I'm not joking.
is
Zach
he
Gowen
one
is
legged?
this. Wait a second, dude. Zach Gowen is starring in this movie. I can't.
Is it the wrestling Zach Gowen?
Hold on. Hold on. I gotta let it. Please, it can't be bullshit. No, it's not coming up instantly. It has to be bullshit. See if you can find it. Cause it can't be. No, 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 no. It's a different person.
Okay.
It's a different guy. That's hilarious, but it's a different guy. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a different guy. What? Oh, it's Mick Gowan.
Nick
My
Gowen.
bad. I
Okay.
forgot the Mick. Man, people who don't understand wrestling will not understand my excitement. Why a one-legged man playing in this movie
That's why I
is
was
like
just curious.
ridiculous.
Yo, is he one legged or not?
Ah, but it's got Nathan Jones in it. What the
No.
hell? The big giant dude from Anbach.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
he was a
and
wrestler. He was
and
a
and
WWE wrestler too.
I know, but he was not good.
Taker
And
fucking hated him.
and he was wasn't he Marduk
Yeah.
in Tekken?
Yeah.
So he had some good roles.
There you
I still say him getting beat up in the Protector was good.
go. Yeah. All right. What you give Hercules?
2.75.
275. So your 275s consist of Fantastic Four or five, Bulletproof Monk, and Green Lantern, Lone Ranger. Those are your 275s.
You could put it above Green Lantern.
Okay. Hercules. Um. Now I'm just gonna debate if I like this movie more than others. So I will put this right under. You know what? I'll put it right under Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer.
It's interesting to see a picture of Nathan Jones standing next to Charlize Theron, and he's 6'11", and she's like right up there with him.
She's like
What?
6'2".
She's tall as hell. I
She's
mean,
tall.
she must be wearing heels in the picture.
Yeah.
But if he's 6'11", bruh, she shouldn't
Charlize
be.
Theron is a tall girl.
Yeah, this is true.
Charlize.
So, what movie were they in together?
Mad Max.
Oh, he's in Mad Max.
Yeah, he's one of
Makes sense.
the.
Makes sense. All right.
Yeah.
All right. I look at him and I know what he looks like. Yeah, he makes sense. I see the
Yeah.
picture. Yeah, looks badass.
Let's see. Charlize Theron. Let's see how tall she is. Oh, she's 5'10".
That's interesting.
She looks
She must
taller
be
than
standing on
5'10".
she must be standing on something. That's all I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Let's see if they bullshit her.
Because they have a picture of him with his family,
Yeah.
and his wife is like to his shoulder, and I'm like, yeah, it looks like what anybody would be to his
Yeah.
shoulder at least.
Yep. Yep. All right. Our next movie of our comic book theater is Avengers: Age of Ultron.
I think this was where I tapped out.
Yeah.
I tapped out before Endgame.
Yeah. So Age of Ultron. This kicks off 2015 movies. We got Kingsman after that. Ant-Man.
No,
Fantastic
I saw
Four.
Ant-Man. I saw Ant-Man.
Yeah.
So I didn't tap out after that.
Yeah.
So Ant-Man.
And Fantastic Four. The other
Oh,
movie.
I definitely did not see that.
Yeah.
Whoa, no way I saw that.
So that's our movies of 2015, 2016 has a bunch. We'll be going into Deadpool, Batman vs Superman, Captain America Civil War, X-Men
How
Age of
many times we
Apocalypse.
gotta watch Batman versus Superman?
That could be a fast guys and probably just
Whoa.
say our thoughts before it. Turtles, Out of the Shadows. That's the sequel to Michael Bay's movie. Suicide Squad, Split, Doctor Strange. 2017, I'll give you a little preview, and then we'll start from there. 2017 is Power Rangers, Logan, Guardians of the Galaxy 2, Wonder Woman, Spider-Man: Homecoming, Valkyrie, Kingsman, the Kingsman, that's the sequel, Atomic Blonde, Thor: Ragnarok, Justice League.
I always wanted to see Atomic Blonde.
It was
I didn't know that
It
was
was
a.
alright.
I didn't know that was based on anything.
Yeah,
Okay,
it was kind of like a Sin City-ish kind of comic.
got you. Didn't know that.
Yeah, so 2017 looks like it's gonna be up and down too.
Yeah, that's true. Batista wants to play a Marvel or DC villain. He already played. Oh no. He was never a bad guy. That's
He's
right.
been hinting Bane a lot.
He should have been Bane. He should have been Bane.
He's been hinting Bane a lot. I can actually see him being a new version of Lex Luthor.
Yeah,
Everyone that I said
Bane
that
makes the
to,
most sense though, because I mean, he kind of is Bane.
yeah,
He's not a luchador, but like we know he's a former wrestler and he's an intelligent guy.
yeah.
He could be Bane.
Like everyone's like, oh, but he's too big. I was like, yo, I think he could be. I was like, you doubt like Batista. Like he looks like we seen him in suits and shit like that when he was in WWE. Like he could pull off Lex Luthor if he wanted to,
Mm-hmm.
and he could be like that Justice League version, the animated series that he was kind of like a mix. race and shit like that. But also, I just think he has the aesthetic. He has the look too. Like you put him in a suit and shit like that, he could be great in it. Like again, he's gonna have money to be built and shit like that, so it makes sense. I actually would. I wouldn't pass him to be Lex Luthor. I would like. I wouldn't. I would actually like to see that. But that's just me. All right, we'll wrap this up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you for listening to another episode of the It Gets Better I Swear podcast. Make sure you check us out anywhere and everywhere. Red Cyclone Inc. That is Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, YouTube, SoundCloud, Spotify, and we got our WordPress. Check it out.
Yep, yep.
We
Follow me on Instagram, Tumblr, Twitter, YouTube, SoundCloud, and Twitch, or Mark the Mic. Also, follow my TikTok, Mark the Mic. I'm just posting figures and anything that I line up getting in from the mail and gaming galore. So definitely check all that out. And always remember, follow the Jinkies. Oh, check out all the cast too. The Morphin cast, Shell Shock, Not a Trekkie, and Game of Rage. Check those out.
The box to Scorpion King 3 looks atrocious. Whoa. That's awful. That looks like the worst Photoshop I've ever seen.
Yeah,
It's just like, well, I got all these pictures of people.
just put them together.
Like Ron Perlman's head looks like it's photoshopped on somebody else's body. Like,
Yeah.
why?
It doesn't even look like in costume. They just look like they just took a headshot and just added it in.
That's from Blade. Like,
Yeah,
what?
Billy Zane looks like he's from like in the cave in the Phantom.
Yeah, he do. He do. Who's that behind him? Is that Kimbo Slice?
Probably.
No, that's that guy you said, Bone Crusher or whatever.
Yeah.
Is he in that movie?
Yeah.
Oh my.
Bone
Is that
Crusher.
McIntyre at the bottom? No. I'm joking. I'm joking.
That'd be cool if it was.
He
But
needs to be in some of these. He needs. There's a guy in Cyberpunk that I swear to you looks 100% like Drew McIntyre.
Yeah.
He has the stature, he has the hair, he has the facial hair, and he's kind of a badass in the game. I'm like, is that Drew McIntyre? But it's not him. It's not him.
Yep. All right.
Anyways.